There is no circumstance in your life too heavy for God to lift, no storm too fierce for Him to calm, no burden too great for Him to turn into a blessing. What you see as struggle today is merely the preparation for something greater, something beyond your present understanding. Your tough situation is not a punishment, but an invitation to trust, to surrender, and to know that all things are being worked together for your good. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine the very thing you desire most. See it clearly in your mind's eye. Feel the joy of it as if it were already yours. Do not allow the weight of the current moment to convince you that you are alone, for you are never alone. The same God who placed the stars in the sky has already prepared a path for you, a way through the trial that will not only bring relief but abundance. Faith is not waiting for the evidence to appear before you believe. Faith is believing before you see. Whatever hardship you face, whatever mountain seems too high to climb, begin to see it as the very instrument that is carving you into the person who will receive the blessing. There is no wasted suffering in God's plan, only transformation, only renewal. Your mind is the birthplace of miracles. What you dwell upon, what you assume to be true, is what will shape your reality. If you assume that you are abandoned, that this suffering will never end, then that is the world you will walk in. But if you assume that this very challenge is working in your favor, if you dare to trust that God is orchestrating a divine outcome, you will see your hardship turn into a doorway of unimaginable blessings. When Joseph was thrown into the pit, when he was sold into slavery, when he was imprisoned unjustly, the world would have called him a man who had lost everything. But God saw something greater. He saw a ruler, a man being shaped by his struggles, a man whose hardships would lead him to a throne. What looked like suffering was, in truth, the divine hand of favor, guiding him towards something beyond human comprehension. You may feel trapped in a moment of uncertainty, but within you is the power to choose how you see it. Speak as though the victory has already arrived. Declare that your circumstances are shifting, that blessings are on their way, that everything is working together for your highest good. And as you continue in this faith, your world will begin to rearrange itself in alignment with that truth. There is nothing lost that cannot be restored 100-fold. The job you lost, the relationship that ended, the opportunity that slipped through your fingers, none of it is gone forever. When you trust in divine timing, you will see that what seemed like loss was only redirection, moving you towards something far greater than you imagined. Hold this truth in your heart. Your struggle is not permanent. It is the cocoon before the butterfly, the seed beneath the soil, the night before the sunrise. Every tear you have shed, every moment of doubt, every hardship, God is using it all to shape you, to mold you, to bless you beyond measure. Stand firm in faith, knowing that your toughest situation is the very ground upon which your greatest blessings will grow. There is a power within you far greater than the world around you, a power that does not bow to circumstances, that is not limited by what the eyes can see or the ears can hear. This power is the voice of God within, the divine presence that speaks through faith, through vision, through the deep knowing that no matter how dark the night, the dawn is certain to come. The situation you are facing now, the weight upon your shoulders, the uncertainty in your heart, these are not signs of your defeat. They are the shaping forces of something extraordinary, something beyond your imagination. What looks like delay is divine timing. What looks like suffering is transformation. What appears to be an ending is merely the beginning of a far greater story. The world will tell you to judge by what you see. It will whisper doubts. It will magnify fear. It will convince you that nothing is changing. But if you truly understood the nature of God, you would not be moved by what the world presents before you. You would know that beyond every obstacle is a door, behind every trial is a lesson, and within every trial is a lesson waiting to be revealed. Look beyond appearances. See with the eyes of faith. When the waves crash against you, do not be afraid. For even the ocean is under divine command, and just as he parted the sea for Moses, he will part a way for you. Your mind is the soil in which the seeds of your future are planted. If you dwell on lack, on fear, on what is missing, you will continue to walk in the shadow of struggle. But if you dwell on the promise, if you see yourself already victorious, already restored, already walking in abundance, then nothing in this world can keep your blessing from you. Faith is not about begging for change. It is about knowing that the change has already taken place in the unseen. It is about assuming the feeling of your answered prayer, carrying yourself as if your breakthrough has already arrived. When the walls of Jericho stood tall, the Israelites did not focus on their height or strength. They did not let their eyes deceive them. Instead, they obeyed, they believed, and they moved forward in faith. And on the appointed day, those walls did not simply weaken, they collapsed entirely. This is the power of unwavering faith. What looks immovable will move. What you have been praying for, hoping for, believing for, is already on its way to you. Do not curse the difficult season you are in, for it is preparing you for a blessing that your former self could not yet carry. If a tree is not pruned, it will not bear fruit. If gold is not refined, it will not shine. And if you are not tested, you will not step into the fullness of your destiny. You are not being abandoned, you are being prepared. Every delay, every rejection, every closed door, it is all part of the divine orchestration of your future. God is not taking anything from you. He is making room for something better. Think of the farmer who plants his seeds. He does not see the harvest immediately. He does not dig up the soil each day in doubt, wondering if anything is happening beneath the surface. No, he trusts the process. He knows that though he cannot see it, the seed is growing, the roots are taking hold, and in due time he will reap a harvest. The same is true for your life. What is unseen is not non-existent. Just because you do not see your breakthrough does not mean it is not unfolding. Trust the process. Trust that even in the silence, even in the stillness, God is working all things together for your good. Joseph was sold into slavery, falsely accused, imprisoned. From the outside, it looked like setback after setback, but in reality, it was the divine setup. Every hardship was positioning him, molding him, preparing him for the place where he was destined to be. Had he not been thrown into the pit, he would not have reached the palace. What others meant for harm, God used for good. This is the truth of every trial. What seems like a loss is only redirection. What feels like suffering is the very thing making you stronger. If you could see what God sees, you would not worry. You would not doubt. You would know that everything is happening exactly as it should. There is no force in this world that can stop what God has ordained for you. No person, no setback, no mistake can take away what is divinely yours. The only thing that can keep you from your blessing is your own disbelief. If you speak against your breakthrough, if you align your words with fear, if you see yourself as a victim rather than victorious, you will remain where you are. But the moment you shift your perspective, the moment you declare that this trial is working in your favor, the moment you see yourself already walking in victory, the unseen forces of heaven move on your behalf. Do not pray from a place of desperation. Pray from a place of assurance. Speak as though it is already done. Thank God not just for what He has done, but for what He is about to do. Let your words be a reflection of your faith, not your fear, for what you declare will manifest. If you say, I am defeated, defeat will follow. But if you say, I am rising, I am blessed, I am favored, then blessings will seek you out, favor will surround you, and doors will open in places you never imagined. It is not your job to figure out how it will happen. It is not your responsibility to control the process. Your only job is to believe, to stand firm, to trust that what God has promised He will fulfill. The moment you let go of control, the moment you surrender your need to see immediate results, that is when the breakthrough will come. Not because you forced it, but because you aligned yourself with divine timing. You may not understand why you are facing this season, but one day you will look back and see how every moment was necessary. You will see how the closed doors protected you, how the disappointments redirected you, how the waiting strengthened you. And when the blessing finally arrives, you will realize that not a single moment was wasted. Stand firm. Speak life over your situation. Know that this tough moment is not the end of your story. It is merely the prologue to a testimony so great that you will look back in awe at how God turned it all around. You are walking towards something extraordinary. Do not give up. Do not lose faith. The blessing is already on its way. Every trial you face is shaping you in ways you cannot yet comprehend. It is stretching you, refining you, strengthening you for the very thing you have been praying for. If everything came easily, if there were no struggles, no setbacks, no challenges, you would not develop the wisdom or resilience to handle the blessings that are meant for you. Look at your life and recognize that nothing is happening by accident. Every delay, every obstacle, every moment of uncertainty, it is all part of the divine process. Nothing is wasted in God's plan. Even the moments that seem unfair, even the losses that seem unbearable, are serving a higher purpose. You may feel as though your prayers have gone unanswered, as though you have been waiting for far too long. But what if the delay is actually protection? What if the thing you desire most is being prepared for you just as you are being prepared for it? What if the very situation you are right now is the training ground for the person you are meant to become? Do not despise the process. Do not rush ahead of divine timing. Trust that the God who placed the vision in your heart will bring it to fulfillment in a way that is far greater than you imagine. When the Israelites were led out of Egypt, they thought their struggle was over. But then they found themselves at the Red Sea, with the enemy pursuing them from behind. They could have believed it was the end. They could have given in to fear. But in that moment, God made a way where there was no way. The sea that should have drowned them instead became the path to their freedom. This is how God works. What looks like the end is often the very thing that leads to your breakthrough. The enemy that appears to be gaining ground over, you will not have the final say. What was meant to destroy you will only elevate you. But you must hold on to faith. You must believe even when there is no evidence to support your belief. Even when the situation seems to be getting worse. Even when the doors remain closed. Even when the waiting feels unbearable, stand firm. Faith is not tested in times of ease. It is tested in the moments when everything seems uncertain. That is when you must decide whether you will trust in what you see or in what you know to be true in your heart. Think of a mother carrying a child in her womb. She does not see the baby growing day by day, but she knows it is happening. She does not doubt that in the right time she will give birth. She trusts the process. She prepares for the arrival of what she has not yet seen. This is the kind of faith you must have. You may not see the evidence of your breakthrough yet, but that does not mean it is not coming. It is already unfolding, already taking shape, already moving toward you in ways beyond your understanding. And when it comes, it will not be a small blessing. It will not be ordinary. It will be beyond what you expected, beyond what you thought possible. God does not do things halfway. When He restores, He multiplies. When He blesses, He overflows. Look at Job. He lost everything, yet in the end he received twice what he had before. Look at Joseph. He went from being a prisoner to ruling a nation. Look at the disciples. They thought the cross was the end, but 3 days later, they witnessed the greatest miracle of all. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. What you are going through now is not a sign of abandonment. It is a sign that something greater is being prepared. The pressure you feel, the weight of the struggle, is simply an indication that you are on the verge of something extraordinary. A diamond is only formed through immense pressure. Gold is only purified through fire. And your spirit is only strengthened through the trials you endure. What if instead of seeing this moment as a burden, you saw it as an opportunity? What if instead of asking why this is happening to you, you ask what this is preparing you for? What if instead of feeling discouraged, you felt expectant, knowing that something incredible is on its way? The way you perceive your situation will determine how you experience it. If you see yourself as defeated, you will walk in defeat. But if you see yourself as victorious, if you declare that this is working in your favor, then nothing will be able to stop what is coming to you. There is no power greater than the power of God working in your life. There is no situation that He cannot turn around. The sickness you are facing, the financial struggle, the heartbreak, the disappointment, none of it is beyond His ability to restore. He is the God who heals, the God who provides, the God who lifts up those who have been cast down. And when He moves, He does so in ways that leave no doubt. You will look back on this moment and see that it was necessary. You will see that had you not walked through this season, you would not have grown into the person who could receive the blessing that is coming. You will see how every tear, every prayer, every moment of perseverance was shaping you, refining you, strengthening you for the life you were always meant to live. Hold on to faith. Speak life into your situation. Stand firm in the knowledge that God is working all things together for your good. The tough situation you are in right now is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of something far greater than you ever imagined. The blessing is already on its way. When you understand the nature of faith, you realize that your external circumstances are simply reflections of what is being shaped within you. The struggle you are facing is not there to break you. It is there to awaken you. It is there to stretch your belief, to elevate your understanding, to bring you to a place where you no longer rely on what you see, but on what you know to be true in your heart. Look at the way a seed is planted in the darkness of the soil. At first, nothing seems to be happening. Day after day, the earth remains still, and to the outside world, it looks as if nothing has changed. But beneath the surface, deep in the unseen, something powerful is taking place. The seed is cracking open, its roots are pushing down, and its potential is beginning to take shape. The same is true for your life. You may feel buried under the weight of your challenges. You may feel hidden, unseen, forgotten. But just as the seed must remain underground for a time before it emerges into the light, your growth is happening in the unseen places. It is happening in the moments of struggle, in the times of waiting, in the silent prayers whispered in faith. God is not only aware of your situation, He is using it. He is turning what was meant for harm into a tool for your transformation. You may not understand it now, but trust that every delay, every closed door, every unexpected detour is moving you towards something far greater than you can imagine. There are moments in life when everything seems to be working against you. You pray, but the situation does not change. You believe, but the mountain remains unmoved. It is in these moments that your faith is tested. Will you give up? Will you surrender to fear? Or will you stand firm, knowing that even when you cannot see the way, God is still making a way? Think of Abraham, who was called to leave everything familiar and walk into the unknown with nothing but a promise. Think of Moses, who stood before the Red Sea with an army behind him and no escape in sight. Think of David, a shepherd boy, standing before a giant with nothing but a slingshot and faith. None of them could see the full picture. None of them had all the answers, but they moved forward in faith. And because of that, the impossible became possible. Your situation may seem impossible, but it is only a setup for a miracle. The greater the challenge, the greater the testimony. When God moves, He does so in a way that no one can deny. He does not simply bring you out of the storm. He allows the storm to shape you, to strengthen you, to prepare you for what is coming next. You are not waiting for God to bless you. You are already blessed. The blessing is not something that comes from outside of you. It is something that is awakened within you. When you change the way you see your situation begins to change. When you start to believe that everything is working for your good, you align yourself with the divine plan that has already been set in motion. Even the pain you have endured has a purpose. The disappointments, the betrayals, the losses, they were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to refine you. They were meant to remove the things that no longer serve you, to bring you to a place where you are no longer attached to the temporary, but anchored in the eternal. Look at the process of refining gold. The gold is placed in the fire, not to destroy it, but to remove the impurities. The fire burns away everything that is not gold, leaving behind something pure, something valuable, something unshakable. This is what God is doing in your life. The fire you are walking through is not there to consume you. It is there to purify you, to prepare you for what is coming next. If you knew what was on the other side of this challenge, you would not waste a moment in fear or doubt. You would rejoice knowing that what looks like a setback is actually a setup. You would walk through this season with confidence, knowing that your greatest blessings often come wrapped in the disguise of struggle. You may feel like you have lost time, like too much been taken from you. But God is a restorer. He's not just going to bring back what was lost. He's going to multiply it. He's going to give you more than you had before. The years you spent in pain, the moments you spent wondering if things would ever change, they are not wasted. They are seeds sown into the soil of your destiny. And in the right season, they will produce a harvest greater than you imagine. God does not do things halfway. When He restores completely. When He blesses abundantly. Think of Job, who lost everything, yet in the end received double what he had before. Think of Joseph, who was betrayed, enslaved, imprisoned, yet was elevated to a position of power that saved nations. You may feel as though you are in the prison of your situation, waiting for the promise to be fulfilled. But the prison is only temporary. The struggle is only temporary. Your story does not end here. This is only a chapter, and the best is yet to come. Hold on to faith. Speak life into your situation. Declare that this is working for your good, even when you do not see it. The words you speak shape your reality. Do not speak defeat over your life. Do not speak fear. Speak victory. Speak faith. Speak as if your blessing has already arrived, because in the spiritual realm it has. The world will tell you to fear, to doubt, to expect the worst. But you are not of the world. You are a child of the Most High, and He has called you to walk by faith, not by sight. When the world says it is impossible, God says all things are possible. When the world says you are defeated, God says you are more than a conqueror. Everything is shifting in your favor. Even now, even in the midst of the struggle, things are aligning. The doors that were once closed will open. The opportunities that seem lost will be restored. The pain that felt unbearable will become the foundation of your greatest strength. You are standing on the edge of something extraordinary. Do not be discouraged by what you see now, for what is coming is far greater. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust that God, who began a good work in you, will bring it to completion. The tough situation you are in now is not the end. It is the beginning of something greater than you ever imagined. Keep your faith strong, for the breakthrough is already on its way. Every great transformation begins in the unseen. Before the rain falls, the clouds must first gather. Before the tree grows, the seed must first break open. Before your life shifts, your faith must first be tested. What you are facing right now is not a sign of failure, but a sign that something greater is being prepared. It may look like you are stuck, but you are not stuck. You are in transition. The discomfort you feel is the stretching of your spirit, the expansion of your faith, the preparation for something beyond what you have imagined. God does not take you through the storm without giving you the strength to endure it. The difficulty you face is not a punishment, it is a process. You are not being buried, you are being planted. You are not being abandoned, you are being prepared. Everything that appears to be working against you is actually working for you. The pain, the waiting, the uncertainty, it is all shaping you into who you were created to be. There are moments in life when you will feel like you're walking through the fire. The intensity will make you question whether you will make it through, but you will. You were created to withstand the fire. It is not there to destroy you. It is there to reveal what is within you. Gold is refined in fire, and so are you. Every trial is burning away doubt, fear, and limitation. Every struggle is stripping away the false identity you once carried. What you are becoming through this process is greater than anything you have lost. Do not focus on what has been taken away. Focus on what is being built within you. The transformation happening in your spirit is worth more than anything the world could give you. You are not losing, you are gaining something far more valuable. You are being positioned for blessings beyond your comprehension. The way forward may not always be clear, but that is where faith comes in. Faith is walking without needing to see the whole path. Faith is trusting that every step you take is leading you to something greater. Faith is knowing that even when things seem impossible, God is already working behind the scenes to make a way. There will be moments when doubt tries to creep in, when fear whispers that things will never change, but you must hold on to what you know to be true. You must stand firm in the belief that God's plan for you is good, that His promises are true, that He is faithful even when you cannot see the outcome. Nothing is wasted. Every setback, every disappointment, every tear you have shed, it is all part of a divine design. The pain is not random, it is purposeful. It is pushing you toward the version of yourself that you were always meant to become. You may feel weary. You may feel as if you have been waiting for too long, as if nothing is shifting. But remember this, delays are not denials. The waiting season is not wasted time. It is the space where you are being strengthened, where your faith is being deepened, where your heart is being prepared to receive the abundance that is on its way. Think about a mother carrying a child. She does not see the baby growing, but she knows that within her life is forming. She waits with expectation, knowing that at the right time, what has been developing in secret will be revealed. The same is true for your blessings. They are forming. They are growing. Even if you do not yet see them, they are on their way. What is meant for you will not pass you by. The enemy may try to convince you that you have missed your opportunity, that too much time has passed, that your best days are behind you, but that is a lie. Nothing can stop what God has already ordained for your life. What has been delayed will be restored. What has been blocked will be opened. The enemy does not have the final say. God does. You must hold on to your vision even when everything around you suggests otherwise. You must believe in your victory even when you do not yet see it. Speak as if it is already done. Walk as if you have already received it. Align your mind, your heart, and your words with the truth that all things are working together for your good. Faith is not passive. It is active. It requires you to move to believe, to step forward even when the path is unclear. It requires you to trust, to surrender, to let go of doubt, and embrace certainty. You are not waiting for a blessing. You are walking toward it. With every act of faith, with every word of belief, you are pulling your future into your present. The moment you truly believe that your situation is shifting, it begins to shift. The moment you truly embrace the truth that God is working in your favor, doors begin to open. It is not about waiting for a miracle. It is about aligning yourself with the miracle that has already been set in motion. Your words hold power. Your thoughts shape your reality. Speak as if the blessing is already here. Declare that you are favored, that you are victorious, that everything is falling into place. Speak with confidence, with conviction, with the certainty that what you have asked for has already been given. Even when others doubt, even when circumstances suggest otherwise, stand firm in your faith. Do not waver. Do not allow the noise of the world to shake what you know in your spirit to be true. What is coming is greater than what has been. What is ahead of you is far more glorious than what is behind you. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are being positioned for something beyond your imagination. Trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust that the struggles you have faced are birthing something extraordinary. Trust that the tears you have cried are watering the seeds of your destiny. Your current situation is not your final destination. What looks like a closed door is simply a redirection. What seems like a delay is actually divine timing. The blessings that are on their way will not just restore what was lost. They will exceed it. Hold on to faith. Keep speaking life over your circumstances. Walk with the knowing that God has already made a way. Step forward with confidence because your breakthrough is closer than you think. Everything is shifting in your favor. Everything is aligning for your good. What was once a struggle will soon be a testimony. What was once a burden will soon be a blessing. The best is yet to come. The world may tell you to measure your life by what you can see, by the circumstances in front of you, by the evidence that appears real. But faith does not operate by sight. It operates by knowing. Knowing that even in the darkest hour, the light is already on its way. Knowing that even when you feel like you are at your lowest, something greater is rising within you. What you see is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. The power that moves mountains, the force that speaks life into existence, is already working on your behalf. You were never meant to live by fear. Fear is an illusion, a shadow with no real substance. It exists only in the absence of faith. The moment you choose to trust, fear loses its grip. The moment you stand firm in the truth that all things are working for your good, doubt dissolves like mist before the morning sun. Do not entertain thoughts of lack, of struggle, of defeat. Those thoughts do not belong to you. They are intrusions, distractions, designed to pull you away from the truth that you are already victorious. There is nothing missing in your life, nothing broken, nothing incomplete. What seems like lack is only an illusion created by the mind. In reality, you have already been given everything you need. The path to your blessing is not outside of you, it is within you. The moment you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have, your entire reality changes. Instead of seeing obstacles, you will see opportunities. Instead of feeling defeated, you will feel empowered. Instead of wondering when your breakthrough will come, you will realize it has already begun. Every great blessing is first conceived in the mind. What you dwell upon, you bring into being. If you dwell on struggle, you will see more struggle. If you dwell on abundance, you will attract abundance. The world does not respond to your complaints. It responds to your faith. When you stand in the certainty that what you desire is already yours, the universe has no choice but to align itself to your belief. Do not allow worry to take root. Do not allow frustration to shape your words. Speak life. Speak victory. Speak as if every promise has already been fulfilled. It does not matter how long you have waited. Time is not a limitation for God. What seems delayed is not denied. What seems impossible is already unfolding. The unseen forces working in your favor are greater than anything you can comprehend. Right now, doors are opening that you do not yet see. Right now, solutions are forming that you have not yet discovered. Right now, the seeds you have planted in faith are breaking through the soil, preparing to bear fruit in ways beyond your imagination. There is a rhythm to life, a divine order that cannot be rushed. Just as the ocean waves move in perfect harmony, just as the stars align in celestial precision, your life is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust in this timing. Trust that every closed door was a protection. Trust that every detour was a lesson. Trust that even the pain had a purpose. You are not behind schedule. You are exactly where you need to be. Your thoughts are the architects of your future. If you want to see change, begin within. Shift your perspective, and your reality will shift with it. Speak as if you are already blessed, and you will become blessed. Walk as if you are already victorious, and victory will meet you on the path. Every great change begins with a decision to believe, to trust, to act as if it is already done. Even in the silence, even when it seems like nothing is happening, know that everything is happening. The process is unseen, but it is unstoppable. A seed does not sprout the moment it is planted. It takes root in darkness before it ever breaks the surface. So do not be discouraged when you cannot see the evidence yet. Keep watering your faith. Keep nurturing your belief. What is hidden now will soon be revealed. There is no power that can stop what has been ordained for you. No opposition, no setback. No challenge is greater than the force that is guiding your life. Even when it seems like all odds are against you, remember this. You were never meant to rely on external circumstances. Your power does not come from the world. It comes from within. When you align yourself with divine truth, when you stand firm in your faith, the entire universe must bend in your favor. There will be moments when the world tests you, moments when it seems easier to give up than to keep believing. But those moments are the very ones that define your breakthrough. When the pressure is the greatest, it is because you are on the verge of something new. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is purified in fire, and your spirit is being strengthened through every challenge you face. You were never meant to struggle. You were never meant to live in fear, in doubt, in lack. You were meant to rise. You were meant to walk in confidence, to embrace the fullness of life, to receive every blessing that has been set aside for you. Let go of the idea that you have to earn your worth, that you have to strive for your breakthrough. The truth is, it has already been given to you. Your only task is to receive it, to claim it, to walk as if it is already done. What you feel now is temporary. The struggle, the uncertainty, the waiting, it will pass. But what is being built within you will last forever. You are being prepared for something greater. You are being shaped into the person who can hold the blessings that are on their way. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of something beyond your wildest dreams. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are not overlooked. Every prayer has been heard. Every tear has been counted. Every hope you have carried in your heart is already being fulfilled. The answers are coming. The doors are opening. The shift is happening. And soon, what once seemed impossible will become your reality. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep knowing that the best is yet to come. So stand firm in your faith. Hold on to the truth that your current situation is not your final destination. Every challenge, every delay, every moment of uncertainty is shaping you for something far greater than you can imagine. What once felt like a burden will soon reveal itself as a blessing. What seemed like a setback will be the very thing that propels you forward. Walk with confidence, knowing that what is meant for you will never pass you by. Speak as if it is already done. Live as if you have already received. And trust that every step you take is leading you toward the fulfillment of your destiny. The breakthrough is not coming. It is already here. The blessings are not distant. They are unfolding in this very moment. Open your heart. Embrace the journey and know that the best is yet to come.